All right, so welcome to Blue Mountain Disc Golf Course. The start of this video is from the parking area nearest hole 1. If you choose to park here, just a little heads up, you got a pretty steep climb to get to the first tee pad. When I was shooting this video, when I got to the top of this thing, I ain't gonna lie, I had to sit down and take a 5-minute pause for a good cause. I was pretty winded. At any rate, here is the blue tee pad for hole 1. Shoots right over the ravine there, and on the other side of the ravine, right off to the right hand side of this video, you'll see the white tee pad. So what that basically means is there's 2 starting tee pads for every hole on this course except for hole 10 and 13. So the blue tee pads are going to be probably more for the advanced thrower because they are a little bit more challenging starting positions with a little bit more distance to the hole. Now, if you're more of a beginner and you're looking for a little bit of an easier challenge, then the white tee pads are probably going to be your best bet. So again, here's the blue tee pad for number 2. The white tee pad is off to the left-hand side of this video. When I shot this video, I really just went through the blue tee pads. If you're looking for the white tee pads and you want to get more information on the distances and the pars, all that stuff, I got pictures of the white tee pads on my website, so if you want to check out all that, you can definitely do that. There'll be a link below this video. Now here's hole 3. We just passed the white tee pad for hole 3, and here's the blue tee pad for hole 3. You see the parking up there above? That's the second option that you can park at. So if you wanted to park there instead of walking up that steep hill, then you can park up there and you can start on hole 3 or you can start on hole 13. So as we navigate through this course, when we come back around to the end of hole 12, I'll point out that there's that secondary parking spot again, and you'll see how you can start at hole 13. So again, this is Blue Mountain Disc Golf Course. We just ended with basket 3. Now we're going to throw off of the very top of this mountain from blue start pad 4, and there's the white tee pad. So again, you get a little bit of closer distance with the white tee pads. This is a pretty epic hole in my opinion. You get to throw all the way downhill. You got a lot of trees, and it's a little open in the beginning, but down here at the bottom, it's definitely, the basket is guarded by a handful of trees, and it can be a pretty challenging little hole. So, and it's got a pretty good distance to it. So yeah, tell me what you guys think about hole 4. Like I said earlier, I think it's a pretty epic hole myself. If you want to voice your opinion, feel free to do so in the comments below this video. But as you can see, we finally approach the basket here. It's buried in those trees. Then you just go up to the right a little bit up the hill, and here's the blue tee pad for hole 5. And on the right hand side is the white tee pad. So hole number 5 is a par 3 with a distance of 300 feet, as you saw there. Fairly open as far as an open hole goes for Blue Mountain Disc Golf Course. The basket is fairly open and easily approachable from multiple angles. Right back behind us there, we passed it pretty quick, is well, here's the blue tee pad. So behind us is, to the right hand side, is actually the white tee pad. So it approaches this bunch of trees from a different angle. Like I said, if you wanted to see a picture of what it looks like from the white tee pad, that information is on the website, Disc Golf Course Tours, under the Blue Mountain Disc Golf Course page. So you kind of got to navigate around those trees, either throw left or throw right, and then the basket's obviously right there. We're going to come off to the left, and this is the blue tee pad for hole 7. Now we're going to throw across the road right here. This is the road that actually will take you up to that secondary parking spot that I pointed out earlier. So obviously when you're throwing this, if you're throwing the blue tee pad, make sure that you're aware that no traffic is coming before you chuck your disc. I don't think anybody wants their car getting hit by a distance driver or whatever you're throwing. But this is a solid uphill throw. All the way up to the top is the basket 7 located there. So this is a tough one. I don't know about you guys, but throwing uphill, I'm not a fan. They're definitely challenging. That's something that I got to work on because I suck at throwing uphill. I would rather throw downhill any day. I don't know what you guys think. If you want to throw in a comment about that, go for it. Hole 8 is pretty straightforward. It's got a couple little trees, but for the most part, the fairway's pretty open. And then the basket is right up for here in the open area as well. So pretty easy little hole there. It's a little shorter distance too. But as we approach hole 9, I want to point out a couple things. Again, we're going to go to the left to the blue tee pad. If you were to go to the straight in front of us off to the right is the white tee pad. But the thing about hole 9 that I want to bring aware to everybody is it's a blind hole. So the basket is down up over that hill. So be aware if there's people that's throwing in front of you. make sure you give them plenty of time to finish out their putting game, and so you're not throwing your driver or your midi or anything right in the middle of where they're throwing. So be cautious of people ahead of you and people behind you. Here's hole 10. This is the one hole that only has the one start pad. It throws all the way across that huge valley. Again, another epic hole in my opinion. This is another one of my favorite ones on the Blue Mountain course. And as we come down to the bottom here, this road that you see is that same road that takes you right to that secondary parking. So we cross that same road like a couple different times, as you can tell. So just so you're aware, be cautious of the traffic there. So after you throw off of the tee pad, now it's pretty well open all the way across this whole like meadow area, if you want to call it that. And then as you see in front of us, the basket is kind of buried amongst some of these trees. So pretty easily approachable basket for the most part. Now as we navigate to the hole 11, there's the white tee pad right there off to the right, but we're going to pile right on through this and deadhead over to the blue tee pad. It is quite a little bit more of a distance off to the left here. As you can see, here's the blue tee pad, and we're throwing uphill again. As I said earlier, uphill throws are my favorite, right? Yeah, not really. But anyway, the beautiful thing about throwing uphill is eventually you're hopefully going to be able to throw downhill. But it's a pretty open hole for the most part. It's just navigating your way up the hill. So with hole 11 being up at the very top, as soon as we reach to the top, we're going to go to the right to the start pad for hole 12. Now remember, see that truck sitting right there? That's kind of the area of where that secondary parking is that we keep talking about. I don't know if you noticed that, but off to the left is the white tee pad. We are going to approach, like usual, the blue tee pad. And so this just throws straight on through all the way up here. It's, again, a pretty little open hole. The fairway's pretty open. A little bit of a shorter hole here in comparison to some of the other ones. But this is the end of hole 12. And as we approach this bench to hole 13, to the left is that parking area. Not to sound redundant, but anyway, hole 13 is a 499-foot hole. I tell you what, this one is crazy, my friends. There is a buttload of trees and bush and all kinds of crap you throw off the top of the hill, which is pretty cool, but you're throwing down into a bunch of stuff. Be very cautious. You might even need a spotter if you're fairly new to the game so that you don't lose your disc, but this would be one of the holes where that could easily happen. So you get down to the bottom and the basket is kind of protected by trees all the way around. We're going to kind of flip a little U-ey and go back to here. We're going to hit hole 14. This is again the blue tee pad. The white tee pad is going to be right up in front of us here. Let's see, where is it at? Well, you can't really see it, but it's right there off to the right hand side. At any rate, you're going to throw it all the way through these trees, and the basket is in a nice little open area here. Again, this course is pretty, I don't know what you guys think, but I think it's an amazing course. It's got all these different trees. It's got all beautiful, beautiful greenery. Nice open holes that you can throw through. There's some more heavily treed area that makes it a little bit more challenging. You can throw uphill. You got the downhill throws. So it's a really good mixture of a lot of different challenges that makes this course, in my opinion, one of Montana's best courses. In fact, definitely one of my favorite courses. So now as we approach the hole 16, you kind of go down this little hill, and hole 16, the blue tee is going to be the first tee that we see, and we're going to literally walk right through the white tee pad, kind of like what we did just now a few minutes ago back on hole 15. This hole pretty much is a nice straight fairway shot all the way down, but it will turn to the left. So for you backhand throwers, you're going to like that. But this is another place where you got to be cautious where your disc gets going, because if you end up on the left-hand side there, it can be kind of tough to find your disc sometimes. So, especially if you're a newbie. But again, it's through all those trees and off there to the left, and then we're going to go to the right up this little hill. When we get to the top of this hill, we're going to go to the right, and that's where we're going to approach start pad, the blue tee pad for hole 17. As we come to hole 17, we're going to go right over the top of the white tee pad, which is right here on the left. Again, it just gives you a little bit of a shorter distance to the basket if you're not nearly as strong thrower as some of the other discers out there. Hole 17 is again fairly open with some trees in the way but most part is pretty open. You got an approach to the basket from all angles. And then when you go to hole 18, if you want to skip the blue and go to the white, you would take a right back there. There's a little trail, if you can see that right there in the right hand corner. It's gone now, but at any rate, that avoids you throwing over this ravine that we're walking down right now. But to get to the blue tee pad, you want to go all the way through this ravine. It's on the other side. It's fairly kind of similar to hole 1. You throw across this, and then the white tee pad is on the other side. So for anybody who is a little bit more of a beginner or a little bit of a weaker thrower and they want to avoid going over that routine, the white tee pad provides that option for them. So ending here in hole 18, I don't know, I'd love to hear you guys' feedback. If you love this course as much as I do, I think it's one of the best courses in Montana. Please leave me some comments and some feedback. If you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button and also hammer that like button if you like this video. We'll see you guys down the road.